Hi all, we're going to make poppy bookmarks today, and these are really simple and fun. So even if you feel like you can't paint, I'm going to show you how you can. So I'm going to start off with paper that has been taped off with washi tape, and I've split it down the middle, taped it, and then I split those middles into quarters. And I'm just dotting down the sky, pretty easy. And you don't want to put the white everywhere. You want to work the blue around and leave some of the white in there, and that helps show you the clouds. The other thing I do is take rolled up toilet paper or paper towel and I'll dab it on there so that way I can get more of a cloud look. The next thing I'm doing is painting on wet and wet, and you could see I'm simply adding dots for some of that red, and that's because I wanted to know where the flowers are going to be. Then I'm taking in some of my lighter colored greens and I'm stroking them upwards to represent the grass. This is all wet on wet. My paper stays wet the whole time because I took a lot of time in the beginning to wet my paper down, let it sit for a few minutes, and then I re-wet it again to let that water soak in the paper. And then I have a long time for me to put color on like this. So as the paper dries, you're going to see that my grass strokes get narrower. At first they're wide and the water spreads, and then it kind of gets fine and smaller, and that's because the paper's drying and I'm just working with it. All right, here's where we get to have a lot of fun. I am using Brusho, which is by Coulorcraft, and it's a watercolor powder. I have a tiny bit on that folded piece of paper, and you can see how I'm laying it in there. Now this is colored, this color is called Olive, and when I first did this, you could see a lot of the yellow and the blue, but it wasn't mixing so much. That doesn't bother me. I used the powder on it first, and then I sprayed it with a water bottle. And here I'm using another technique where I can brush that paint around a little bit with a paintbrush. And once I tried the paintbrush and I was squirting it again, you can see it didn't move a whole lot. So I really like it. It's got a great effect. And then I'm going to switch in to doing a little bit of Brusho on these red poppies. And those were so much fun because when I did it, the paint really kind of burst and spread around a bit. All right, after I let that dry, I'm using a folded piece of paper and I am using the red Brusho. And this is very vibrant. And what I'm doing is laying down just a little bit of that powder and then I'm taking care to squirt, not with full force, but just a little bit. And whenever I squirt the water, what's going to happen is that the paint, that powdered paint is going to run only where the water is. So I didn't worry about, squirting pure circles. I just wanted it to do its own job and its own work. And it's a lot of fun. So I would highly recommend playing around with Brusho by Coulorcraft. And I'll have that in my video clips as to the comment section as to where you can buy it from. I'm touching in just a little bit more blue in that sky. I want to make sure that I see it and that I have a little bit of gray in there, just a tiny bit, to show me some of the clouds outline. I don't want this too strong. So you're going to see me soften it up, and you're going to see me take my paper towel and dab it again. I'm adding black dots in to show me where the center of the poppies are going to be, because later I'm going to add a little bit more of like darker reds or brighter reds in there to help differentiate the leaves. So right now I'm painting in a little bit of detail in the flowers and then in the grass. As I'm finishing up the greens, I want to keep this picture loose, so I'm going to spatter paint. And I'm going to turn my paper here in a second, and you're going to see me spatter some black and some green and some red, I believe. I'm finishing up the spattering, and now I'm going to take the washi tape off. I'm finishing up on some final details. I just want to see a little bit more of leaves in here. And the flowers, I've added some more darker colors in just to show a little bit more shading and shape to the flower. I want it loose. Okay, the details are looking really good, and I'm going to move forward to cut this paper up. You can see what it looks like here real quick. And then I am cutting it down as evenly as possible in between the pictures, and I'm just evening it out. And then what I'm going to do is use some white splatter paint in there when I'm done to finish it off. And white, nobody's going to see a splatter on those white borders, but I finish it up with the white splatter and then it is finished. Make sure to subscribe if you have enjoyed my videos. Give me some of your comments and feedback. Tell me what to paint next. You guys have a great day.